Your alarm goes off. You hit snooze, you stare at the ceiling, you feel incredibly guilty. You think there's something wrong with you. You think you're lazy. You think you lack discipline, but you're not broken. And you're not lazy. You are just operating on a 300,000-year-old biological software, a software that was never meant to work 8 hours a day. In fact, if your ancestors saw how much you worked today, they wouldn't call you productive. They would call you insane. We have this deep-rooted cultural myth. We believe that ancient human life was a constant, desperate struggle for survival. We picture our ancestors starving, freezing, and working from dawn until dusk just to stay alive. But in 1966, an anthropologist named Marshall Sahlins completely shattered this myth. He published a paper called The Original Affluent Society, and what he found changes everything about how we view human nature. Sahlins didn't just guess. He looked at data from modern hunter-gatherer tribes, like the Hadza people in Tanzania, or the Kung San in the Kalahari Desert, people who live exactly the way humans have lived for 95% of our history. Do you know how many hours a week they spend working, hunting, gathering, building shelters, making tools? 40 hours, 30, try 15 to 20 hours a week. That's about 2 or 3 hours a day. That's it. The rest of the day, they sleep, they play with their kids, they gossip, they sit around the fire, they do nothing, and they aren't starving. Anthropologists found that their diets were incredibly rich and diverse. They consumed more than enough calories and nutrients. They were the original affluent society, not because they had a lot of stuff, but because their wants were simple, and their environment easily provided for them. So what happened? Why are you sitting in traffic at 7 a.m.? Why do you feel guilty for resting on a Sunday? The answer is the agricultural revolution. About 10,000 years ago, we made a massive evolutionary bet. We stopped moving and started planting. At first, it seemed like a great idea. We could grow more food, we could feed more people. But there was a catch, a terrifying catch. Farming is incredibly hard work. It requires clearing land, digging irrigation trenches, protecting crops from pests. Suddenly, the 2-hour workday was gone, replaced by back-breaking labor from sunrise to sunset. And the worst part, our bodies weren't built for it. Fossil records from early farmers show a massive increase in joint disease, tooth decay, and malnutrition compared to hunter-gatherers. We traded our freedom for wheat. As the anthropologist Yuval Noah Harari put it, we didn't domesticate wheat, wheat domesticated us. And then came the Industrial Revolution, which took our already unnatural farming hours and brought them indoors, tied to machines, and eventually tied to desks. This brings us back to you and your guilt. You feel bad when you procrastinate, you feel lazy when you just want to lie down and do nothing. But your brain isn't flawed, your brain is highly optimized. For 300,000 years, the rule of survival was simple. If you have enough food for the day, stop moving, conserve your calories, because you don't know when the next famine will hit. Your modern brain still thinks you live in the savannah. When you finish a task, your ancient survival software kicks in. It releases a chemical signal that says, "We survived today. Shut down the engines. Save energy." But modern society screams, "You survived today, great. Now do tomorrow's work, and the work of the day after that." This is called an evolutionary mismatch. Your biology is fundamentally at war with your environment. We have built a world that demands continuous, relentless output, but we are driving a vehicle built for short bursts of effort followed by long periods of absolute rest. So what do we do with this information? You probably can't quit your job and move to the Kalahari Desert, but you can change how you treat yourself. The next time you catch yourself staring blankly at a wall, or feeling completely drained after just a few hours of deep focus, stop beating yourself up. You are not defective. You are not lazy. You are a highly evolved survivor. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is trying to keep you alive. And maybe, just maybe, that instinct to do absolutely nothing is the most human thing about you.